Hello and welcome to my video of Transistor. This game is made by Supergiant Games, who made the absolutely amazing Bastion a couple of years ago. That game was available for the 360, PC, iOS, Mac, pretty much every platform out there. Great game. And Transistor is Supergiant's next game, and as you can see, thematically, it's very much the same, so isometric view. Of course, visually it's very different. It's much more science fiction-y than Bastion was. Bastion was much more fantastical, but definitely you can see traces of the game here. Now, this is about 40 minutes into the game, and pretty much this is how Transistor starts. Like, it really doesn't tell you anything. The load screen, and then suddenly this is the view you see. Now, the girl in control is Red, and she's a singer in the city called Cloudbank, and she's attacked by the Process. Now, the Process are all these enemies that you see here. And they're being commanded by the Camerata, and that's what I understood getting into the game so far. And when you clear the Process, you get this. You can see Process terminated, and you get some XP, and you level up. And the thing she's carrying is this sword that you pick up when the game starts, and I think like there's like a voiceover, sort of a narrative voice that we can hear sometimes. That's pretty much the same as in Bastion as well. Now, this place where I am is also very much what you had in Bastion, so you can play around here. You can like kick around the ball, and later when you get to this place, there's a dog here. You can play fetch. But the thing, this is sort of like a practice room. You can go into those rooms. They open up as the game goes on, and you can practice the various skills, the attacks and so on, which is extremely useful because the game just doesn't tell you anything, and it's been a little bit of a struggle. There's like no manual or nothing, and once we get out of this room and we get into some more combat, I can explain the whole combat system a little bit more. But yeah, so this place the rooms will open up. See, there's access denied. You can't get in there yet. You can't get either there. Well, the speed test is at least available. But these open up as the game goes on, and you can just like practice here and learn the skills. Now, this is very simple early on. Now, the bar in the bottom that you could see there, you have 4 different slots for attacks. Now, these attacks are called functions, and they got like there's also a passive slot. And the interesting thing is, as you get these functions, you can use the functions to upgrade. So let's say you have like a function where you shoot this blue like laser beam kind of thing. You can also, instead of using that as like an attack, you can use it as part of an upgrade to another function. Now, these are the things where you can upgrade and change things around. Well, there you go. You could see the functions, and then you have also this limit function that you're able to get. Now, each of the function seems to be like a person, so you get like backstory as you get like a new function. You know, you can. It seems to be like a person or his remains or whatever, but you get to read a little bit of backstory, which is narrated really well. Like, the voice acting is really good, and the art direction as well. Like, it's a very unique looking and feeling game. Definitely a breath of fresh air, even though it's definitely struggling with it because it explains so little. So here's what I was mentioning just a second ago, that there was Preston Moyle, and then you can, when you look at his function, you can get some information on him or her. So there you can see there's the 4 slots, and there's 2 slots below, so you can swap these things around at will. You obviously can upgrade them as well. It's all a little bit confusing though, as nothing is really explained all that well, but it's definitely like a trial and error, see which attacks you want to use. Now here, I'm going into this like tactical attack mode. Now, you can attack the enemies simply by pressing, you know, X or circle or whatnot. You know, just sort of hack and slash. but you can click R2 when you get into this tactical mode, where you have like a couple of steps, a limited amount of time to do the things you want. So moving takes up a little bit of the bar. You can see on the top right, you can move closer to an enemy, press attack, move again, press attack, and then the bar might be full, and then you have to trigger the attack, or then you have to cancel it. So the planning mode is called turn, so you can just map out movements there. So that's one of the things that you definitely should practice in that practice area, because there's a lot of depth in here. Definitely that doesn't immediately sort of reveal itself, but since there's, in a very rapid fashion, you get a lot of these different attacks, and you can do a lot of different combinations with very little information on how exactly the attacks work and so on. There's a lot of stats, of course, so you can base your choices on that. There you can see process terminated. We've cleaned this area up. There's lots of places here. Some you can enter, get a little bit of the story. So the narrator definitely is the sort of driving force here as you move around. You can see the graphics are really, really beautiful. It's a very stylized game, and I put this quick traversal thing onto triangle, so I can like boost ahead, so I can move a little bit faster. And the interesting thing, of course, is also that as you are a singer, you can also just hold down L1 and that'll make her stop and just sort of start humming. She's lost her voice, so she can't sing, but she can definitely hum. So here I'm killing these enemies, these snapshot things that for whatever reason they actually take a snapshot of you, go into the tactical mode, put in a couple of attacks there, and whittle down the health of this process. He's still got 310 left out of 840. I'm probably not playing in the best way possible because at this point it was pretty early on in the game. I just wanted to record some footage to get it out there. Definitely want to give a shout out to Supergiant. Great team, interesting looking game. I'm sure as a lot of you YouTubers will put out more videos on it and explain the systems and features, I'll definitely get better at the game as well. On the other hand, just like having some mystery, just having to try figure things out for yourself is also cool. So there's not that insane amount of hand holding that you have in you know, your more AAA. Well, I mean, I'd like to think this is very much a AAA game in the downloadable space, but you know what I mean when it's your mass market CODs or Assassin's Creed, both which I love, but you know, then it's like everything is explained to the last little detail. But here you definitely got to think a little bit more yourself. So process terminated again. Get a little bit of upgrade. We better hustle, so let's get a move on here. And the visuals, they do change a little bit in the first hour or so. Like every area you get to is it's definitely interesting looking. It's just exciting to unlock the new areas. I haven't I gotta say that I'm not like immediately like blown away as I was with Bastion, because Bastion somehow I immediately understood like how the systems work. The weapons felt like a lot of fun. I'm getting sort of a more I'd say maybe advanced warsy kind of vibe here. Definitely more strategy and planning involved. So now you have these enemies that throw these bombs so they can reach you faster or you know, from further away. Now when you're charging, you can't attack, you can only run away, and then later on in the game there will be these like dog-like enemies that just hunt you down. And what happens when you lose energy is that you'll start losing your skills. So you lose one skill, then you have 3 left, you get more damage, then you lose another one, and when you lose all of your skills, or I should say functions, of course, you'll die, but of course you can almost immediately restart. And you can see I'm being closed off there, and these white things are shields, or shield-like structures that you can use, of course. Press R1 to use friend. Assume that's the dog-like creature that popped up earlier there. Yeah, I get some help going on there. Now these weeds are bad. Weed in itself is, you know, from the earth. It's not bad for you, but these things recharge some of the enemies. So when you are able to get the energy down from the enemy, then the enemy will run to these things and get recharged, which is pretty annoying, so you gotta get rid of them first. But you can see the graphics are really pretty. There's a good vibe, good unique vibe in the game. The music alone and just the visuals make it very, very unique, which is great. Which is, was very true of Bastion as well. Maybe I should talk less about that game. Now these are pretty funny. You can actually sometimes comment on these. These are like these news terminals. So now I could make a selection. Now green actually is my favorite color for all you viewers out there, so that's why I chose that. And red is dragging the sword. There's a nice little detail. See how it grinds the, makes those sparks kick up from the ground. And here's red, our main hero, looking very hot. And you can check the details. And of course, there's like nice stats on what you've used and so on. And you can like rearrange the functions you want to use. The really cool thing about the narrator, it's a small thing, but it feels cool. So the narrator speaks from the DualShock's speaker. You can actually set that. I set it so that the narrator speaks through the controller, because it just gives it unique sort of otherworldly feel, and there's a surprising amount for the immersion itself. So it's a cool little thing. Again, some weeds, let's get rid of them. I'm using the turn mode to do my attacks here. Alright, getting rid of them. And when you kill so many enemies, you can get some pickups from them. I see emergency turn because my energy was down. So when that happens, you get an emergency turn, so you get to, no matter what the situation is, you get to do your combination attacks, which is pretty helpful. So the game does encourage you definitely to try the system, try lots of different things, because like death really isn't costly, I should say. See, overload, help, lost. So I lost one of the skills there. Got a trophy there. All right, user level 5 achieved. Excellent. Got some new functions here. You can see the art style is pretty cool here, and there's the upgrade slot effect and the active slot effect. So there's a lot to play around with here. Definitely a whole lot more than I'm understanding at this point, but I should definitely make another video where when I'm a lot further in the game. I just want to get this out there first so you can see some gameplay footage of the PS4 of Transistor. So it says there's a new, I think it said there's a new limiter available. Yeah, you can see there's quite a few that you can get. Only have 2 so far. Bad Cell. So keep both of those active. Now, like I said, definitely takes a while to like understand all this stuff. It's pretty confusing at first. You can use some of them to upgrade the other functions. So you could have made this a little bit easier. It feels like the developers got really used to this system. I think it's very, very good, and I'm sure it is, but it's just at first it's pretty hard to understand. But it does not stop you from having fun, because the game is pretty. It is still easy to grasp. I mean, you hit those 4 buttons to do attacks, and here I gotta escape. Made it, and we're actually getting close to home here. And this, yeah, like I said, about 45 minutes into the game, we got a little bit of a cutscene here. You can see how stylized the visuals are. Alright, we're going to reach the end of this video. I wanted to keep it pretty short. So this is Transistor from Supergiant Games, running on the PS4. It's out on May 20th. Very cool game. Check out Supergiant Games on Twitter, and check me out on Twitter as well. And please like and please subscribe, and I'll be dropping a lot more videos. Check out some of my Wolfenstein stuff dropping today as well. Thank you.